Everyone, my name's Marie Aitken and I'm the Rector from St Michael and All Angels in North Beach. The reflection for today, Thursday the 2nd of April 2020, is based on John's Gospel chapter 8 verses 51 to 59, where it says, Jesus said, "Very truly I tell you, whoever keeps my word will never see death." The Jews said to him, "Now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died and so did the prophets, yet you say, whoever keeps my word will never taste death. Are you greater than our father Abraham who died? The prophets also died. Who do you claim to be?" Jesus answered, "If I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, he of whom you say he is our God, though you do not know him. But I know him. If I were to say that I do not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him, and I keep his word. Your ancestor Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. He saw it and was glad." Then the Jews said to him, "You are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham?" Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, before Abraham was, I am." So they picked up stones to throw at him. But Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. Now, it's very clear that the religious leaders had no time for Jesus' voice in those days, and it's probable that the only voices they listened to were their own. They claimed to be Abraham's true heirs, but Jesus tells them that they haven't understood the real meaning of God's covenant. The promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are living promises and find their completion in Jesus. The leaders have missed the point, sneering at him. How could Jesus have seen Abraham? Well, Jesus' reply is profound, taking time into eternity. Before Abraham ever was, I am. I am is the holy, unspoken name of God with whom Jesus identifies himself. And the leaders are absolutely horrified at this apparent blasphemy. We all know religious nostalgia can be a dangerous thing, and it's not just the Pharisees and Sadducees of Jesus' day who could look to the past and miss its meaning. We might examine some of our own treasured traditions and see if they have become fossilised or turned into idols. The day of Jesus isn't something that happened a long time ago. It is now. We can become comfortable in our religious observances and use them to cocoon ourselves from the reality of the cross. Perhaps during this time of increasing impact from the COVID-19 pandemic, the cessation of public worship, the winding down of the economy and the mass loss of jobs, it's a time to hear in a different way the voice of God calling us to believe and act in new ways. For a time, we have been thrown into our own wilderness, and we might remember that Abraham's life marked the beginning of salvation history. His immense journey through the wilderness was made in response to God's call. The biblical desert was a place of passage and purification. In our own passage to the promised land, we must learn that God is with us at every stage of the journey, as God was with Abraham. The wilderness inside each of us is a place of testing, where the power of false gods is broken. It is a place of encounter with ourselves, with our inner demons, and with God. To enter it, we have to be silent and alone, leaving behind our elaborately constructed avoidance techniques, safety nets, and empty spiritual practices. Only through making ourselves vulnerable to our own pain and fear can we make ourselves open to the experience of loving and of being loved, in order that new life might emerge, taking us forth into the new day.